joined by assistant coach Harry Mahesh. And Harry, after what happened on Saturday, to have, just a game like this where it was just like you guys had control right from the start. Well, maybe not right from the start, but overall just, from the first period to the third period, it was you guys just felt comfortable out there, felt good, and just a good overall team win tonight.
Yeah, obviously they got the first one, but up until then we felt like we were, playing pretty well. It took a while to get that first shot, but no, tonight was a night where it kind of felt like we had it the entire night, which is a good feeling on the bench and kind of what we expected going into this weekend, playing somebody below us in the standings. We kind of wanted to make a statement. So the 9 was good, but then obviously in a game like this, tends to get a little loose, and then 9-5 game is kind of the result, and we kind of need to clean up a few things after that.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the one negative from this game was kind of the 5 goals against, and as you mentioned, it did get loose there in the third, and we saw some sloppy plays that did lead to some capital goals. Was that again just mostly because of the factor, because it was so casual, the game was kind of out of hand at that point?
Yeah, it was kind of like I said, we felt pretty comfortable, but we allow 4 goals off the rush. Easy fixes on that one, and then that 4th goal, that's kind of that wonky turnover, which you can't make mistakes like that in any type of game, especially this late in the season. So more or less, obviously the 9 goals, Luch getting to 20 goal mark, the hat trick, all that stuff is great. But right now, from my standpoint, I just look at that 5 and how we fix that.
Yeah, but you talk Anthony Lucarelli. We've talked so much about him over the course of the season, and how he just continues to get better. And peak tonight, 3 goals, 2 assists, and that 1 goal, his second of his first 2 goals for the highlight reel. Great moves to the net as well. As again, he's a big guy. He could be a power forward too, and he definitely showed that tonight.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, we saw glimpses of that early in the season, and I know we kind of had a talk with him around the showcase weekend about kind of what his expectations can be going on the stretch in terms of bringing the offense. And yeah, we talked to him, and 20 was a goal that or like a goal mark that we wanted him to achieve, and we kind of talked to him and said it'd be really easy if you can just get that done this weekend, and then get that monkey off your back there. And the 20 goal plateau is a big deal in this league, and it was nice to see him get that tonight with a 3.
And then all around, it was great performances from everybody. Jack Blanchett 4 points, McNarland with a couple points, lots of guys with multiple point nights. Casey Almond a goal and 2 assists, and on some really both his goal and the 2 assists, he was the guy that set it up and got the play started as well.
Yeah, no, that line of McNarland, Symes, and Luch, we challenged them this week. We weren't sure if we were going to do some experimenting this weekend, kind of the last weekend where we thought we could tinker stuff. Those 3 were pretty adamant, very adamant that they wanted to stay together, and so we basically put the ball in their court and said, okay, if this is what you guys want, we have high expectations. And they finished tonight +4, multiple points for each of them, and that was great. And then same with Casey and with Chet. We were rolling 6D, so I kind of talked to them about who they felt comfortable playing with, and those 2 said we want to kind of play together and kind of go off. And I know they both finished tonight +6, and that's a big stat for me just in terms of obviously on our defensive side. So no, great night for those 5 and a handful of other guys as well.
Absolutely. And then, you talk about some experimenting, of course, 2 new lines with Parker Lalonde, Adam Mendelson, and Lexi Van Hookachero. 5-on-5, Mendelson with the goal, number of chances, and then that line of Noah Air, Anthony Yu, and
Ryder,
Ringer, of course. Again, look good out there tonight. They couldn't register anything 5-on-5, but again, had their chances. What did you make of kind of those 2 newly formed lines?
They were good. We essentially just flipped the centers there, just to see if anything, come playoff time, kind of looks a little different on paper. We kind of know, what Air looked with Mendelson and Cooch, and that line was really good. And obviously having Lou, it's a little different style. A little bigger body. So we just wanted to see what that looked like. We still might tweak a couple things, and obviously having Furlong to give us, that 12th forward was nice too. It just, the chemistry on the bench is a lot better when you're rolling with 4 lines. 4 and 6 seems to be a little bit more comfortable for everyone to get a flow, and I think you kind of saw that today with kind of the chemistry and obviously the 9 goals on top of that.
Yeah, so we talked about that with Brock pregame. We had first time in forever since the Kings had 12 and 6, and like you said, there was a big difference there on the bench, even though it doesn't seem like a lot, but it really is a big difference compared to 11 and 7.
Yeah, I mean, even from my standpoint, I know I get to watch a lot more of the game when I got the pairs. With 7, I mean, everybody I felt was playing well in that group of 7, and it was a tough decision to make if we ever going to get down to 6. Unfortunately, with the injury to Schoenfeld, it kind of that happens, and now we got 6 guys who are pretty eager. And again, I thought the pairings they were good for the most part, but it could still be a little bit better. We only had 2 of the D-men finish as a plus in a 9-5 game, so that's not it's something we got to fix anyways. So yeah, I'll talk with all of them as a whole, and it's a lot more ice time now. It's kind of distributed evenly. Only a penalty apiece tonight, so I think we got the 2 power plays. So a lot of 5-on-5 play, which is good for everybody to kind of get their reps in before playoffs.
And we haven't really totally broken down this game. I don't know. There's not much to really break down it, because it was good from start to finish. But again, we talked about at the start of the interview, kind of a rough first 5 minutes. They get that opening goal on a play where you win the face-off in the offensive zone. They go the other way, but then 2 goals in the first, take a 2-1 lead, and then in the second, that's kind of when everything started to shift your way, and you guys just took over the game. Yeah,
even walking up here, I was trying to recap all 14 goals, and the only thing that really stuck out for me was it was 3 times where we scored that they came back and got one right after. And that's something, the mindset where we have to have where, we've had leads before, and we want to be, we don't want to be tense with a lead, because we know our team has obviously struggled with that at some point. So, but there's that fine line of being too loose and too tense, and I think we're still kind of flirting with that line. So yeah, the fact that they came back and kind of took the energy out right after some goals, even though we were up, we do still want to continue to build off those. So yeah, it was nice to kind of get a little bit of separation there in the second period. But at the same time, it was just the timing of their goals that I didn't like.
And then going into the third again with the 3-goal lead, and I was saying, you want this team to be able to hold on to that lead and even increase this lead. And you guys did jump out, but with the way this team has played with the lead in the past, are you kind of satisfied with the way you guys started that third period and as that period went on?
Yeah, I mean, that's now the second game where we've been up, where maybe defensively we didn't get the job done, but we just kept scoring, so we kind of outscored our defensive deficiencies, I guess. So I mean, as long as we're getting the wins, that's something. It would be nice to kind of shut her down a little bit more in the third, but yeah, as long as we can keep extending the lead and kind of keep them chasing us all night. I mean, that's a formula to win sometimes too, so we'll take it.
Well, then tomorrow you got one more a game here at home, and again, I think it just seems like just kind of clean up the mistakes, kind of bring that same level of intensity, and maybe try to treat it more as a playoff game, because again, it's a do or die scenario for Cowichan tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. And like I think I mentioned a couple games ago, we wanted to treat the last 7 games as a best of 7, so that puts us up 2-1 now in our little theoretical playoff series here. But yeah, I mean, the good thing about the goals, I guess, is we can look back at them and they're very correctable. At no point were we overwhelmed with anything. It was just straight line rushes on a couple and then a giveaway, and we should be able to clean that up. And then obviously Vandy coming in there and getting the win, that's awesome for him as well. To have the both goalies going, we'll probably go with Mets tomorrow, and it's nice to get a win. And if both goalies keep racking up wins, then obviously it's going to make for a tough decision come playoff time. Yeah, well, it's a good game all around as the Kings pick up a 9-5 victory and have one more home game tomorrow, a 5 o'clock start against these same Capitals. Harry, again, always thank you very much for your time here post-game, and enjoy the win out there. Yeah, thank you. Harry Mahesh here post-game. Again, just not a